Okay, let's unpack this. You know that situation in AWS, right? Where you need to give your teams access, but you're kind of worried about opening things up too much.
Absolutely. It's a classic cloud challenge.
Well, today we're diving deep into two key AWS features that help with exactly that: IAM policies and permission boundaries.
Yeah, these are really fundamental for cloud security.
Our mission here is to, cut through the jargon and give you a really clear picture of how these tools work and maybe find some surprising ways they help you delegate stuff safely.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is that these tools tackle that core problem, managing who can do what with your cloud resources securely.
Right.
And the best part, they're completely free. You don't pay extra for IAM policies or permission boundaries, but wow, are they essential for stopping unauthorized access and, keeping compliant.
Okay, so let's get the basics down. First up,
Right.
the IAM policy. What is that exactly?
Think of it like a permission slip or maybe a rule book.
Okay, a rule book. I like that.
Yeah, it's basically a document written in JSON that says, okay, this person or this service can perform these specific actions.
Like reading from an S3 bucket or maybe starting an EC2 instance.
Precisely.
Yeah.
On these specific resources. It's very granular. It's all about granting permissions.
Got it. Granting permission. So then what's the permission boundary? Is it just another policy?
Not quite. It's related, but it's an additional layer. Think of it more like a safety fence, or maybe even better, a speed limit for
Oh,
permissions.
speed limit. Okay, tell me more.
It sets the absolute maximum level of permission an IAM user or a role can possibly have. It doesn't grant anything itself. It just puts a cap on things.
So wait, the policy gives permission, but the boundary limits the total amount of permission possible.
Exactly. That's the core distinction. Policies grant, boundaries restrict. The boundary is like the ultimate ceiling.
Okay, that ceiling concept sounds really important. Why does having these two layers actually matter for, day-to-day cloud management?
Oh, it matters hugely for security, obviously, but also for compliance like GDPR or HIPAA and just managing lots of users without going crazy.
Right, scalability.
Think about developers.
Yeah.
You might give them an IAM policy that lets them manage web servers, right?
Uh-huh.
But you definitely don't want them accidentally deleting, say, the main user database.
Definitely not.
So the policy handles the allow server management, deny database deletion. But then you add a permission boundary on top of that
Okay, why?
as that safety net. The boundary might say, look, no matter what any policy says, this developer role can never touch databases, never get admin access, period. It prevents mistakes or misconfigurations from causing big problems.
Ah, okay. So it's like a guardrail for the permissions granted by the policies.
Precisely. It makes delegation much safer, especially as teams grow.
So let's walk through how they actually work together then. Policies are the job descriptions. You attach those to users or roles, and they grant permissions. You mentioned different types.
Yeah, there are AWS managed ones, customer managed ones you build yourself, and inline policies you attach directly. They all basically define what someone can do.
The permission slip, like for the school trip,
Okay.
and the boundary, how does that technically get applied?
You create a specific type of policy, a customer managed one, and then you explicitly attach it as the permission boundary to a user or role.
Okay, so it's a deliberate step.
Very deliberate. And here's where it gets really interesting, like you said earlier. Let's say you accidentally attach a policy that grants, I don't know, full AWS admin access to a user.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. But if that user also has a permission boundary attached that only allows, say, S3 actions.
They can only do S3 things, even with the admin
Right.
policy.
Exactly. The boundary acts like a filter. The final effective permissions are the intersection of what the IAM policies allow and D, what the permission boundary allows. The boundary always wins in terms of restriction.
Wow, okay, so the speed limit analogy holds up. The car could go faster, but the limit keeps it capped.
That's it precisely. The user could have admin rights based on the policy, but the boundary says, nope, max speed is S3 access only.
So this boundary thing is my ultimate failsafe then, against giving away too much access by accident.
It really is. It's a fantastic way to enforce that principle of least privilege we always talk about. You grant what's needed with policies, but you put that non-negotiable ceiling in place with the boundary.
Makes sense.
It's especially good when you're delegating. Like, a team lead gives developers policies for EC2 and S3. Then they slap on a boundary, ensuring only EC2 and S3 actions are possible no matter what. Even if a policy gets updated incorrectly later, the boundary protects you.
It's like a silent guardian, kind of just sitting there ensuring things don't go off the rails.
Exactly. It provides that confidence to delegate without constantly double-checking every single permission detail.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening right now? What does this all mean?
Well, it means you can get really flexible and really secure access control in AWS.
Right. It's about using policies to give the permissions needed and boundaries to put those essential limits in place.
You ensure the right people or, the right systems can do only the specific things they need to do. It keeps your environment safe, helps with compliance, and honestly makes managing access easier as you grow.
It allows you to be agile but safe.
Absolutely. Which actually brings up an interesting question to maybe ponder.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you understand these two layers, the granting layer and the restricting layer, how might that change how you think about delegating tasks? Could you empower your teams more, knowing you have that boundary safety net?
Giving people more autonomy but with guardrails. That's a powerful thought.
It really is. Security without stifling progress.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for diving deep with us into IAM policies and permission boundaries today.
My pleasure.
We hope this gives you a clearer picture and helps you manage your AWS environment with even more confidence.